Everybody, how are you? I am very pleased to meet you again with the lecture 2 of financial management. Today, I am going to discuss the topics capital budgeting and risk analysis. At first, I discuss about a selective question. Let's go the student. This is a selective questions. Look at the screen. I used red color for this question. Describe the role of financial manager to achieve Vision 2041. You know, vision is a long way of achieving possible goal, and you also know Bangladesh ruling party, Bangladesh Awami League, through a election mandate Vision 2041. So we have to discuss the role of financial manager to achieve Vision 2041. I just introduced you how you can answer the question. Look at the screen. Vision 2041 is the milestone vision for the Bangladesh to become a developed country. Every sector of economy should contribute to achieve the goal. Financial sector is very much essential for this purpose. A financial manager is a driver of commerce and industry. So, a financial manager can bring a huge change by applying proper rule. Some rule mention the value. I just mentioned some rules. These are cost minimization and the expansion of project, then ensure quality management and proper capital investment decision. Dear student, this is the very concise discussion about this question. I hope you will be better if you self try it. So dear students, next we solve a question. This is the question. Look at the screen. Jiska Limited, considering in one of the mutually exclusive projects XYZ, the firm's cost of capital is 15%. So there is a mutually exclusive projects XYZ and the firm's cost of capital is 15%. Look at the, I use red color for highlights this part. Firm's cost of capital is 15% and the risk-free rate is 10%. So we get 2% of discount or two factoring rate. One is cost of capital and another is risk-free rate. Then the following basic cash flow and risk index data for this project are as given below. So dear students, after reading this question, we get two factoring rate or two rate of discount and others information. This is the others information, name of project XYZ, and this is the initial investment. The another name of this initial investment is NCO, net cash outflow. This is the three initial investment, 45,000, 35,000, 60,000, and the three cash flows for the three project and the 4 year cash flow, 18,000 cash flow x 18,000 and every year is equal, then Y 18,000, 12,000, 15,000, 6,000, and then Z 12, 18, 24,000, 36,000. Dear students, look at this. This is risk index. We used beta for express this risk index. This is the beta sign. And the another name of beta, we use a risk index for the risk index. So risk index is 1.80 for project X and 1 for project Y and Z for project and 0.60 for project Z. This is the question, dear students. we can say that there is a three project, and all project is mutually exclusive, mutually exclusive, and there is a initial investment and 4 years cash flow, and also as risk index, and we get two discount factor. One is cost of capital and another is risk free rate. So dear students, we let's go. What is the requirement of this question? This is the required. A, find the present value of risk adjusted NPV. So first we determined, or we calculate, or we find the present value of risk unadjusted NPV. That means NPV which is unadjusted. We calculate. Then B is calculate. Then B, calculate the risk adjusted discount rate. We know the short form of risk adjusted discount rate is radar, so we have to calculate the radar. Then determine the risk adjusted NPV. Requires C, we need to calculate risk adjusted NPV. So there is two types of NPV in option A. We need to calculate risk unadjusted NPV, and on the other hand, in C we need to calculate risk adjusted NPV. Please be attentive, and this is the basic difference of these two NPV. Is one is risk unadjusted and another is risk adjusted. Then D, compare and discuss your findings in D. Here we need to compare and discuss what we find in D. Then we have to recommend. Which project do you recommend that the firm accept? We need to recommend which project is accept for the firm. So dear students, this is the question summary. At first, very much important to know about the question and to understand all of the requirement and all of the information which is given for this question. So dear students, let's go. We calculate first option A, risk unadjusted NPV. So dear students, let's this is the risk unadjusted NPV table for calculation risk unadjusted NPV for the project X. Year 1, 2, 3, 4, and cash flow. The cash flow is given in the question, 18,000 every year in equal, and PV factor, present value factor, 15%. Dear students, look at this factor. This is the 15% we used here, firm's cost of capital. So we can say that when we use firm's cost of capital rate, then we determine, or then we find the risk unadjusted NPV. Or you can say in different way that if we need to determine or calculate unadjusted NPV, we must have used the firm's cost of capital. And you know that 15% the factoring rate, and you I hope you this rate you can get the list, ready-made list, or you can calculate with the formula to get this factoring to get this rate of factoring. So this is the first year 0.8695, 0.7561, 0.6575, and 0.5717. So dear students, I show you a formula to calculate this discount rate, and this is the formula. Please, this is the formula. I bold this formula. PVIF, present value interest factor, equal to 1 divided by 1 plus R power n. This is the formula. You can use this formula to determine the discount rate or the rate of factor, and you can also the rate from a list, ready-made list. Then we look at here present value. Present value is the 2 column and 4 column, the product of 2 into 4 or 2 multiply 4. This is the amount 15,651, 13,610, 11,000 and 8,035, 10,290. So if we summation of this year PV, we get TPV, total present value. It is the 51,386. So dear students, we calculate unadjusted NPV, we get TPV. So NPV equal to TPV minus NCU, total present value minus for NCU, net cash outflow or the initial investment. After minus or after deduct, we get 6,386. This is the NPV, and we can say that this NPV is risk unadjusted because we used for the calculation of this NPV firm's cost of capital. Then the option B, in option B, in option B, we know we need to calculate radar or risk adjusted discounted. This is the formula of radar. Please look at this, look at the screen and be careful. This is the formula: RF plus RM minus RF into beta index or beta. The another name is risk index. So dear students, please recall the formula: RF plus RM minus RF by into beta. And this is the introducing of this sign: RF equal to risk free rate, RM equal to market risk rate, dear students. And then RM equal to market risk rate. Then we already said beta equal to risk index. So if we put the value of this, then we find RF equal to 10% plus and RM 15%, because RM means cost of capital or market risk rate is equal. The word is equal, or the idea is equal. The firm's cost of capital and the market risk rate is equal. Minus RF equal 10%, and then the beta index for project X 1.80. We calculate here for one project only for X. Then we finally find 19%. This is the radar, risk adjusted discount rate. Dear student, this is the option B, radar. If you have any question, please comments or share with me. Dear students, then we calculate our option C or requirement C, table for calculation risk adjusted NPV for the project X. Here we calculate risk adjusted NPV for only one project X, and the project Y and Z is homework, and I hope you complete this project Y and Z. This is the homework for you all. This is the methods or process of the calculate at risk adjusted NPV, ER, CFET, and the PV factor is 19%. Why we use here the factor 19%? Because we have to calculate risk adjusted NPV. Risk adjusted NPV. When we use risk adjusted discount rate, that means we calculate previous option B. This is the risk adjusted discount rate, so we need to use here this rate 19%. Everybody clear? If we calculate risk adjusted NPV and must we need to use risk adjusted discount rate, we get risk adjusted discount rate from the requirement B, and it was 19%, so we here use 19%. And this is the rate of factor. This is the rate of factor. You know the calculation process of this rate, or you get this value from a ready-made list. Then present value, 2 column into 4. Then we get a amount 15,125, 12,710, and 10,681, and summation of this amount 1 to 4 year is 47,491. This is the risk adjusted NPV. The student, please pay attention. This is the risk adjusted discounted 90%. Since the we need to calculate risk adjusted NPV, so we here use risk adjusted discount rate, and we get this rate from previous question, or that means question, requirement B. Then we get 47,491. Dear students, then we calculate NPV. NPV equal to TPV minus NCU. You know this formula. TPV, total present value, 47,491. Then NCU means net cash outflow or initial investment. This it was 45,000 for project X. Then if we minus, we get 2,491. This is our risk adjusted NPV. So dear student, what is the basic difference? Risk adjusted NPV and risk unadjusted NPV. The basic difference is when we use the rate of factor as cost of capital, then we get the NPV risk unadjusted. But, or on the other hand, if we use risk adjusted discount rate as a factor, then we get the NPV and it is risk adjusted NPV. Clear? Dear student, I hope you understand, or I am able to make you understand. Dear students, this is the option D. In option D or requirement D, they recommend about the one from us that recommend about the 3 projects and compare and discuss findings. So if we discuss in requirement D, we get the risk adjusted NPV. We get risk adjusted NPV in requirement. So from the findings, we recommend the project. Actually, we do not know which project is acceptable because we do not calculate 3 projects. We only calculate 1 project, and the 2 project is homework. You find the 2 projects and discount, risk adjusted discount and risk adjusted NPV. Then you can say which project is correctly say which project is acceptable. I use dot line for this project. I just give a idea for this answer. This is the that because the NPV of this project is higher than others project. If project X is higher than NPV, then it is acceptable. If Y, then it is acceptable. If Z, then it is acceptable. This is our requirement D, and we recommend on the basis of risk adjusted NPV. This is look at the mouse, risk adjusted NPV. We recommend on the basis of risk adjusted NPV, which we get it from option C, and we can say that which project is acceptable if we calculate 3 project. This is our answer D. So dear student, this is the class, today's class. Dear student, if we recall the summary of this class, today we discuss a selective question. The question was role of financial manager to achieve the Vision 2041. Then we a mathematical problem. This is the this Disca Limited. It has 3 mutually exclusive project, and we need to calculate risk adjusted NPV and risk unadjusted NPV, radar NPV, radar the risk adjusted discount rate, and at last recommend the project. I hope you watch the video carefully and try to understand the topics. So dear students, so no more today. I hope very soon we can meet in classroom, and I pray for you all stay safe. Dear student, this is happy ending everybody.